Hello, readers. Welcome to Level 2. Unit 1 is the big idea for Unit 1 is crime and punishment. We are going to be looking at an excerpt from a story, a fictional novel written by the author's name is Louis Sachar. It is literature. That means that this is fiction. It's a story, and the author's purpose here is to entertain readers. So again, the unit, big ideas in the unit are about crime and punishment. We're not going to be reading in this unit. We're only going to be reading an excerpt. That means we're going to just read a small part from the book, Holes. You might be familiar with it. Some big ideas to think about. You don't have to write anything down, but these are some things to think about throughout this unit. To what degree is our destiny within our control? Do you feel like your destiny is something that you have control over? And another really big idea here is punishment a pathway to rehabilitation and reformation? In other words, do people improve their behaviors by being punished? And this is a big topic right now, thinking about people in prison. Is that really a way to help people change and to help them rehabilitate and reform themselves? We're going to just preview the text, and I'll go through that quickly with you. I'm not going to go through the vocabulary. This is something that as Level 2 readers, you will have a copy of this, and you can download a copy of it. And as we're reading, the vocabulary words are in the reading, and I have put the definitions here on this page for you. So I've already kind of copied and pasted the definitions in there for you. All right, so pictures are always good. They really help us to get an image in our mind of the setting anyway. So the title of the book is Holes, and you can see these are like holes dug into dry, hard, kind of really hot desert-like conditions here. We see in italic writing, this is introducing us to the character, Stanley Yelnats. And that is something important. Always start by reading the introduction here. And also the vocabulary words are defined for you in the margins, and they're also in bold. Another feature in Level 2 is having these kind of stop and think questions. And when we do the first read, that's something that you will be stopping and thinking and answering some of these questions. All right, now there's clues here. There's images that they are associated with the story. So sunflower seeds is one of them. If you're familiar with the story, you know a little bit about what those sunflower seeds are for. A shovel, and that's a shovel. Actually, that's the shovel that's used for digging holes. Ooh, the yellow lizard. That's another really important detail from the story. And here is an inset that tells us about the author and how he got the idea for writing this book. And here's a picture of the author right here, Louis Sachar. All right, and we're going to build a little background knowledge in this unit. Remember, we're talking about crime and punishment. So we're going to watch this short video.
Crime investigation is as old as humanity.
Most cultures, even going back thousands of years, have used some sort of science to figure out a crime.
Even in ancient Rome, the Roman lawyer Quintilian won his client's acquittal for murder by showing that the suspect's hand did not match a bloody palm print at the murder site. These days, the science and technology of investigating crime is increasingly sophisticated. The presence of multiple surveillance cameras was critical to apprehending the Tsarnaev brothers in the Boston Marathon bombings in 2013. The discovery of human DNA, our so-called biological fingerprint, convicts criminals because of hair or saliva left at a crime scene. DNA evidence has also exonerated, or set free, many people in prison who were wrongfully convicted.
How to deal with criminals after they've been convicted also keeps changing. Our United States Constitution forbids cruel and unusual punishment because humans have a history of humiliating and brutalizing criminals.
Lawmakers and other leaders have different views about punishment. For some, punishment is just that: make the criminal pay a miserable price for their crime. For others, prison keeps the criminal separate to protect society. Still, other leaders believe prison can be a place to rehabilitate the criminal, help them clean up their acts, and become law-abiding.
This is particularly true of young people who have committed crimes. The United States imprisons more young people than any other country in the world. But this number has been going down since 1995. Many lawmakers want to help young offenders receive therapy, get an education, and rehabilitate.
Certain solutions are extreme, such as boot camps. Some lawmakers believe the discipline and the hard work of this environment rehabilitates young people. But boot camps are controversial. After a 14-year-old died in a Florida boot camp, the state of Florida banned them.
The search for the best ways to rehabilitate young offenders continues. It costs an average of $88,000 a year to incarcerate a young person. It costs an average of $10,560 per year to educate them.
Most adults want to keep young people out of prison and in a classroom.